Okay, joining us on the left is David with Temur and Delver, and on the right we have Adam with Dark Depths, Celestia Dark Depths. Getting ready to go. Windswept Heath, Mox Diamond.
Lands actually was my hardest.
And I will pass the turn.
All right, just discarding a Savannah to the Mox Diamond and passing the turn. Misty Rainforest correct here for David. Getting life totals for us, much appreciated.
Life totals up. For all the viewers at home.
David, of course, rocking some 90s MTG merch. Go check out our merch shop. Links are all over the place. Go get yourself a t-shirt. If you're liking the stream and rock it to a convention, run into other 90s MTG community members. I mean, come on. Dragon's Race Chandler, Mishra's Bauble, Surveil.
First, yeah. Trigger.
Look at that on top.
Okay.
Okay, leaves it on top. Must be good.
Attempt to pass turns.
Attack.
Okay, on end step, Windswept Heath gets cracked. Could be a removal spell about to get fired off. Or, okay, or a Surveil. I was about to say, Lush Portico, Surveil, Mishra's Bauble getting popped. Age of Potato waiting for 90s MTG cardigans. Very specific. Very hard to please. Kissmy says, I'm new to the legacy stuff. Kind of want to build Delver. Do it. Do it.
Oh, first.
No. You Surveil first.
Okay. So, I'll bin it.
Sure. And then I'll look at your top card. Cool.
Okay.
Upkeep.
Yep. Untap. Upkeep. Drop.
Yep.
Okay, Talon Gates of Madara was dumped into the graveyard with Surveil. David got a look at the next card. Wasteland popped. That Volcanic. Sometimes Wasteland's good enough. We'll see if David has another land. Of course. All right, so Flooded Shrine getting cracked. I was going to say, of course, Wasteland, a key card in this matchup, especially for David. Wasteland can disrupt the Dark Depths combo. Sometimes I forget we have some people new to our community, like Kissmy in the chat, who still haven't yet encountered the Dark Depths combo or fully understand how it works. If you Wasteland a Dark Depths with its trigger on the stack, you do not get a Merit Lage. So one of the things you can do if Thespian Stage copies Merit Lage is wait for the legendary rule. And then when the Dark Depths, which is really a Thespian Stage, with 0 counters, trigger goes on the stack, you waste it, and then it will not result in a Merit Lage. So you'll see some setup, I guess I would say, for Adam if he's going to try and create a Merit Lage to play around Wasteland. And you'll see David try to protect himself from the combo using Wasteland. There's Thespian Stage, though. So some things to keep in mind. Wasteland plays a key role in this matchup. Knight of the Reliquary gets dazed. It is countered. For these Green Sun Zenith decks or Dark Depths decks like Adam is playing, you'll often see them, at least from what I've seen, not really play around days. Their plays are so powerful. And it's not like you're playing Control where you're like, oh, let's make this game as long as possible, necessarily, to gain a card advantage and win the game that way. The plan is often to just jam. Dragon's Race Chandler swinging, though. Where in the world is everybody watching? Curious. Another Lush Portico Surveil.
It's wishful thinking.
Montreal, very nice. One of my favorite places to go. Denver. Very cool. Another cool place.
Surveil. Keep it on top. Cool. Untap.
Mexico, Munich. Also Denver. We got some Denver people. Salt Lake, very cool. Specchio is in Queens, New York. Internal is in Italy.
And yeah, you would know what all.
Pass turn.
And stuff.
As with that on the stack.
Yep.
Okay, so Scalding Tarn got cracked, and with that on the stack, crop rotation.
Okay. Resolves. Okay, I'm gonna get Thespian stage and I'll make Merit Lage.
You got it.
Okay, Merit Lage is getting created right now. This is all in response to a Scalding Tarn getting activated here. That ability is still on the stack. A couple of people watching in Italy. I see Seattle. I see Pennsylvania.
So okay, pass turn. Or I've already passed the turn. Yeah.
Where's the token?
Oh yeah. Thanks, Rock. Thanks, Rockford.
Oh, someone whispered, "Where's your token?" in the background. You almost forgot about the token itself.
And then. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Full face
You
surveil.
could say.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bolt-face Serval. So this is not a guaranteed victory for Adam. Look at the life totals. Adam's at 6.
Three hands. Alright. Swing for 9.
It's going to be a little difficult for David to win unless he bounces this Merit Ledge, but Adam's life total is a bit low. Unlikely we'll see double bolt. Murktide can chump block, potentially. So David might buy some time and set up a bolt to win if Merit Lage attacks. A Swords to Plowshares on Murktide would put David above 20 life, which is a bit awkward. 6/6 Murktide.
Untap, upkeep, drop.
And it looks like Delirium was not maintained, so Dragon's Rage Channeler is back to being a 1/1 on the ground for now. Caracas, crop rotation. This might be giving Merit Lage protection from blue
Resolves.
or a phase out, although we already saw Talon Gates dumped into the graveyard.
Yep, you got it.
Got it.
All right, so David knows it's going to be Sajiri's step giving Merit Lage protection from blue. So just going to scoop it up here going to game 2. Adam takes game 1. Merit Lage, everybody.
Okay.
Oh. I don't want to get away from me.
Calamity arrives in the chat. Specchio says that Game Story, a playmat, has a lot going on. Yeah, the playmat on the right is I actually don't even know the backstory behind it, other than a local artist made some playmats for the shop. That's all I really know.
What's that play?
Upkeep. Oh.
All right, turn 1 Dragon's Rage Channeler for David. A moment to think about the turn 1 play here, but a quick Merit Lage is possible, but you'll sometimes also see the Dark Depths decks just do Knight of the Reliquary, Endurance, attack with big creatures on the ground, Daze on the Reclaimer. Pretty good. Sometimes these Zenith decks will try to resolve cards like Choke as well, which could be pretty problematic for David. Preordain. Don't see Preordain much in Legacy these days, but every once in a while you'll spot one.
Yeah, we'll also keep it.
Takes play. Good luck.
One.
Yep. Untap. Upkeep. Drop.
All right, Dragon's Rage Channeler pokes for 1. Savannah against Volcanic Island. Some real Legacy stuff going on. Thespian Stage. Path to Exile. This is potentially, unless the basic island we saw in Game 1 is in hand, potentially going to ramp David here. I think David would be overall fine with that.
Yep.
There's that basic island. Can be a little awkward to ramp your opponent in that way. Those of you that have played a bunch of Modern are aware of the upside, downside of Path to Exile. One of the upsides to Path to Exile, specifically for Adam and Adam's deck, is that you want your opponent to be at or below 20 life,
Untap. Upkeep.
ideally, so that Marrowlage can swing for the victory. Wasteland took out Savannah. So we were talking about in Game 1 how Wasteland can be so important for disrupting the combo. This could be a few different things. Maybe David has Petty Theft. Maybe David has another Wasteland. But also sensing that Adam may be needing that Savannah. Seems okay to shut it off. Also slows down plays like Knight or Choke. Seek the Beast reveals a Questing Druid and a Volcanic Island. Anarchy Inducer, thank you for the resub. 56 months. Thank you, Anarchy Inducer. That's a long time.
I can only play them through the end of my turn.
How many years is that in the metric system?
This will stay in exile.
Is that 5 years?
Ready?
Is that 10 years? I don't know.
Okay.
All right, Questing Druid gets played from exile. The other Questing Druid remains on an adventure. This was the one that was revealed by Seek the Beast. Adam's cracking a fetch now.
That was literally the top. It was the card I was drawing.
All right, Lush Portico, Cervelle. Yeah, 89 MTG sets in 56 months. Exactly. Anarchy Inducer may be suffering from product fatigue.
Surveil. I'll ban it. Here. Untap. Upkeep. Drop.
So a Questing Druid is on the battlefield. Questing Druid, one of my favorite cards from the last couple of years for Legacy. I like that this card is relevant once again, post-Frog. Another Path to Exile getting fired off. Unlikely that David will have another basic. Just going to opt to not search. That was a Flagstones of Drokair the land for Adam as well.
I don't know my top card, and I'm too lazy to shuffle. 4 cards.
4 cards.
Draw.
Four cards in David's hand.
I'll pass turn.
Tap.
All right, passing the turn. David has a backup Questing Druid. And it will be deployed. On an adventure token gets put to the side for now. Well done on the adventure token. On an adventure. We all have those in our deck box, right, everybody? Does everybody have the on adventure token in their deck box?
Green Suns for 1.
Yeah, what else?
Green Sun Zenith X is 1. We may find Sylvan Safekeeper. We may find Elvish Reclaimer. What would be the worst green 1-drop for Adam to find here? What is the worst green 1-drop ever?
Yep.
Okay, some people have the adventure token, some people do not. Pastinha has arrived in the chat. Jerry, happy to see Druid back.
Make another construct.
Play Lush Portico.
Okay, another Lush Portico, Surveil. Boreal Druid? No, that's not a bad one. Making some snow mana.
Yep.
Okay, Dragon's Rage Channeler. That'll put up almost one counter on the Curian Dryad. Druid. Attack for 2. No blocks. Okay, Bolting Face. 2 triggers, one of them being Surveil, the other one being almost on counter on the questing. Pouncing Jaguar is a good one, yeah. Dies on the next turn unless you pay Echo.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, because you've been to the other fetch, so.
The Echo mechanic, right, everybody? Oh, man, what a mistake that one was. I feel like every set has a mistake mechanic that they regret and they should apologize for. Don't you agree, everybody? Don't you agree that collect evidence was like, I ruined it.
One tap.
You can't break out laughing in the middle of talking about this stuff, otherwise it ruins it.
No.
This is on taps. You can block. Well, yeah.
Wall of Vines, that's a bad one. Wall of Wood, another bad one.
I'll attempt to swords.
All right, this time Swords to Plowshares from Ice Age getting pointed at the questing druid. Force pitching, force to protect it and pump it. Okay. Now keep in mind Elvish Reclaimer can also look for Dark Depths. Sacrificing the Flagstone for Trocare is also really nasty too. 1 card left in David's hand. David does not have a lot to stop a Merit Lage at the moment. There's another Thespian stage.
There's just like a.
My turn.
It just looks too similar to.
Yeah, it's looking like Dark Depths has this game.
Crop rotation.
Especially with this crop rotation happening. Sacking Flagstones of Trocare.
Flagstones triggers first.
Exactly.
And then I'll search for.
Okay, basic planes found with Flagstones. Now searching for the Dark Depths with crop rotation. Retro Frame, everybody.
Sure, I'll keep
You can go ahead and EOT on that.
Wizards of the Coast, if you're watching, they're not watching. If you're watching, Legacy player, I speak on behalf of Legacy players. We're tired of Retro Frame. We don't want it anymore. We hate it. Give us more etched foils. Give us more full art. Give us more secret layers. Stop with the Retro Frame. Just stop.
Play this one once. And again.
Give us Surge foil versions of Thespian Stage and Dark Depths. Come on.
Play. And then again.
Joe Retro wants extra curled foils.
You're gonna have to get rid of some of those cards. Oh yeah, those counting.
Actually, the etched foils don't curl, as far as I know. As far as I know.
If you go through all of that, you got magazine four, so
I'll attack with all of these. So
Give us like other IP versions of Legacy staples so that we can use them with like the names replaced.
And the throw.
8, 12. Okay.
Oh, you get one.
Okay. So you'll
Get
take
2
7.
deeper. Yeah.
All right, Questing Druid has grown to a 6/6 now. Merit Lage is on the battlefield. It's possible Adam will get punished for doing everything at sorcery speed here. Yeah, we need more Stranger Things cards for sure.
Battle Alchemist. And I'll cast
card names?
Cameo.
What?
And then I'll play this Mox Opal, sacrifice that one. Okay, and
And please, no more Dungeons and Dragons. We hate it. We hate it. We don't want it. Dungeons and Dragons is the worst.
okay, untap.
Okay.
Give us more Stranger Things.
Draw.
David, trying to figure this out, realizes the situation is bad. 6/6 Questing Druid obviously can't attack into Merit Lage. Dragon's Rage Channeler, I don't believe has Delirium yet. Not that I can see.
Might be the last week of these things.
Swing for 6.
I think they're at their.
Okay, swinging for 6. Questing Druid will die in combat. Okay. Now, Delirium is on. So that's why Questing Druid attacked there. It might have been better for Adam just to no blocks. We'll see.
Alright. Actually, you got the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm dumb. I
What
meant
was
to.
it, if you don't mind me asking?
I meant to put the Unholy Heat in my hand. It's all good.
Got it.
Not sure how Unholy Heat makes a difference, but anyway, the
But I'm not gonna deal.
Keep you alive for another turn.
Yeah, it's gonna keep me alive for one more turn anyway.
all right, whatever. Maybe I missed it, but Adam gets the match. Dark Depths wins it. GG's. GG's. Chase is calling for a judge. DCI reviews everything that happens on stream. Don't worry. Mr. Art says if we could ban all regular printings and replace them with Stranger Things only cards, that would be ideal. I agree. Give us like an Orcish Bowmaster, but a Stranger Things character instead. All right. Let's set up another poll for the Twitch chat to decide which match we will watch next. Which match next? Your options will be Miracles versus Cephalid Breakfast, Miracles versus Mono Black, or Esper Tempo versus Rakdos mid-range, possibly? Aggro? Really cool looking at Rakdos deck. Rakdos, good stuff. That's right, Rakdos. All right, some people are excited for Rakdos. Votes are coming in. Reminder to join our Discord. Links are all over the place for that. Join our community on the Discord platform. A lot of the players you see on stream on 90s MTG are hanging out on there, hanging out in there, and post their deck lists and all that fun stuff. We have a webcam legacy league, players around the world jamming some legacy games against each other at all hours. This is happening. I'm sleeping, people are jamming legacy games. It's crazy. It's crazy. Some of these people don't sleep, actually. And we have a marketplace. We have spoiler season updates. We have it all in the Discord. So join the Discord. Go check out our Patreon. Great place to hang out as well. You can join it for free. Pierre contributed 200 channel points. We're doing Esper versus Rakdos next. Let's do it. Let's set it up. Diving in. All right, David's back on the left, this time with a different deck. This is Esper. And on the right, we have Rakdos. That would be Mario. I don't know a lot about this Rakdos deck. I did not play against Mario at this event. But some between round scouting or whatever. It just looked like some Rakdos aggro good stuff. Very interesting deck. And if you've been hanging out with us on stream, you're aware that Mario plays really well. So this should be fun. All right, Tamio to start us off for Underground Sea. Very nice. That's a Bloodstained Mire getting popped on turn 1 for Mario. David rocking a 90s MTG sweatshirt or jumper. Go check out our merch shop. Links are all over the place. And David getting us the life totals, which I appreciate. So Basic Swamp is found by Mario. And Stalactite Stalker. All right.
Yeah, cool.
Go ahead, trigger. Trigger.
This is one of the impactful cards from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. It was hot in Legacy for a little while. We have some local players that focus on playing kind of like black aggro Legacy decks. And a bunch of them have been testing the Stalactite Stalker recently alongside, you know, the other mono black creatures, the whole cast of Dothy Voidwalker, Opposition Agent, Plague Engineer, Nethergoyf, Barrowgoyf, and so on. Stalactite Stalker still has its place in Legacy, it seems. Scrubland. All right, Mario correctly predicts Baleful Strix. There it is. Tamio made a clue. Kissmy says, is Esper a good color combo in Legacy? Yeah, I would say generally fair blue decks that are Esper, pretty good in Legacy. You'll see over the like long spans of time some change of what is kind of the dominant blue-centered. I mean, you can't say wedge or just blue decks tend to change colors over time, I guess is what I was trying to say. Couldn't find the right words for it. And it will be based on the metagame. So sometimes Grixis will be the best, sometimes Esper will be the best, sometimes Sultai will be the best. And it always pretty much is depending on who you ask. For a while, a couple of years ago, we saw just Is It Blue-Red Delver was a top deck. Delver decks, for example. I mean, David's playing in Spirit kind of a Delver deck, just blue tempo in Legacy. We saw Days just get fired off. Here's a Thoughtseize from Mario. But, okay, the hand is revealed. Let's go over that. Brainstorm, Bowmaster, Days, and 2 Wastelands. But kind of the most popular color combination for blue tempo and Legacy right now is probably Temur. But that could be shifting as well. We've been talking about on recent streams how David has been doing really well with this Esper tempo deck. Discussion on that and list in our Discord. So Mario fired off that Thoughtseize, took Brainstorm. Stalactite Stalker grows. Stalactite Stalker now with 3/3. Nethergoyf also on the battlefield now. Bob Squeezy, thank you for the sub with Prime. 8 months. Appreciate that.
Yep.
3 clues now for David on another attack by Tamio. Barrowgoyf. Okay. Okay. My mistake. The Stalker is now a 4/4. It's now a 4/4.
So, artifact, instant, sorcery, land. 4/5.
Okay, it sounds like Barrowgoyf has 4 power, which sounds right.
Overlord.
Overlord of the Belmark. This card has been pretty good in Legacy. Okay, that's kind of an unexpected member of the cast of this Rakdos deck. Pretty nasty. This card is good. Stalactite Stalker, Fatal Push, Barrogoyf, Bowmaster. Some bangers in there.
Plus. Oh, wait.
You get your clue token.
Overlord of the Belmark will retrieve a Bowmaster this time. The other 3 cards will go into the graveyard, where I assume Mario is capable of reanimating them potentially. Or they'll be returned by a later trigger of the Belmark, which now has some impending counters on it. I'm not sure if Mario has a way to kind of cheat those counters off of it, like you see in some of the Death and Taxes decks. They'll Felia blink the Belmark. Wasteland hits under City Sewer, so cuts David temporarily off of blue potentially here. No blue mana in hand. Overlord removed a counter. Stalactite Stalker is now a 5/5. Baleful Strix was available on defense, along with the Barrogoyf, so didn't attack that time.
Copy Flagstone's Neutral Field with Thespian Stage over the answer rail. Untap. Upkeep. Drop.
Looks like Barrogoyf now has 5 power. All right, found another blue land. Has mana for Bowmaster, but Bowmaster not super exciting right here. Jumping the Barrogoyf with the Nethergoyf. Tamio makes another clue.
Yep. 4.
4 clues for David. Okay, cracking a clue to draw a card. That's 2 cards this turn for Tamio to keep track of. If this is a cantrip, we could see Tamio flip. Nope, it's a swords, excuse me, and gets rid of Stalactite Stalker. So Mario will gain 6 life, I believe. Overlord of the Belmark, the last remaining non-land permanent on Mario's side. It's not yet a creature. Still has some impending counters on it.
Okay, you're right. Okay, awesome. Untap. Upkeep. Dredge.
Currently has 4 counters on it, so it'll be a while before the Overlord does anything particularly interesting. Down to 3 counters now. This could open up a really big hit from Barrogoyf. A land played for Mario was a Bloodstained Mire. Alright, so big attack coming in here with the Tamio and Barrogoyf. 4 clues now for David. Bowmaster gets flashed in. Cracking a clue in response. There was an opportunity here, potentially, for Wasteland on Bloodstained Mire, and with that on the stack, Daze.
4 blocks.
Go 3.
Yep.
Mario did not play that carefully, and maybe got a little lucky David didn't see that play. Now I'm second guessing myself. No, the Wastelands weren't tapped, right? That was for the clue after Ballmaster? Anyway. Raucous Theater, Surveil.
No worries. Just I got some
Do I try wheel again, or do I keep it?
If I got that wrong, someone will correct me later for sure. Here's a Barrogoyf on Mario's side. Okay, that affects the board quite a bit. And a Wasteland for Mario as well. Might go after the Tundra. And David might daze to prevent that. Nope. All right. Barrogoyf is in.
Sure.
You got the.
I drew just yeah, it's not much.
So copy Dark Depths.
Okay, maybe Mario sending an important message here. Barrogoyf, obviously one of the more important cards to come out in 2024 for Legacy. One of the best creatures in the format right now. All right, Wasteland on the Tundra. We expected that coming. Mario then passes the turn, removes a counter from the Overlord, which now has 2 impending counters on it.
Oh, I'm gonna pick up that Dace in hand.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah, the Surveillance are very relevant in Legacy for sure. It feels like almost every deck has them.
Sure. 2 cards in hand.
It's not necessarily true, but a lot of decks are running a Surveillance or 2.
Lock the 2/2.
There's a Flooded Strand for David. Could potentially find a blue land. Unsuccessful at cutting David off of blue mana for any long period of time.
2 cards in hand?
David's been able to find them. Theater gets blown up. Tamiyo attacks, makes a clue. 3 clues now for David. Okay, Nethergoyf is going to escape. You're not going to believe this. They brought back the escape mechanic after Uro was such a mistake. Alright, so Nethergoyf comes in. It has escaped. David cracking a fetch. Mario sending a text. Calamity says, have you ever had a bad take before, Chris? Because I'm not convinced you have. Never. Never. Not even once.
Dace?
Sure. Move combat. So nothing with the blue?
Nothing with it.
Okay.
Oh, I guess the Nethergoyf was dazed. Okay. I guess because Mario picked up the phone, I thought the turn was over, but that makes a little more sense.
What sizes are our groups now?
Impending counter count at 1 for the Overlord of the Belmark.
Sorcery, creature land, sorcery, instant.
Yeah, there's the same.
They should start foiling the back of cards. You know what? That might work. So Barragoyf's on both sides with 5 power. Tamiyo attacks over. Everybody makes a clue.
Sure.
Now a brainstorm for David. Mario tapped out, no threat of a Bowmaster. David has the Bowmaster advantage, I guess, but doesn't look like Mario has any cantrips. That Overlord of the Belmark will be removing its final impending counter next turn. And then it'll become, if we're being honest, a little bit of a problem for David. Potentially. The card's really powerful.
Waste to waste.
Okay, waste. It was almost an extra land drop made there, but it was caught. Good on Mario staying on top of it. Sometimes people forget.
Information is just like,
Yeah. That, I mean,
I think it's a really impressive card. It's easy to get.
yeah.
Deep into this game 1, Tamiyo is now a Planeswalker. Mario has a bunch of cards in hand. The Overlord soon becoming a creature, it seems. We're going to attack a Barragoyf?
I see. I don't have much Simon, so
Attacking Tamiyo. Orc Army chumps. Barragoyf gains Mario some life.
last time, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Last time and Elder Spirit Guide,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
So Overlord of the Belmark is now a creature, no more impending counters on it. It took a while. We'll see how this goes. Swords revealed here. Was returned to hand by Tamio. Gonna go after the Overlord, okay? So, that's been dealt with. I scared everybody. Bullmaster with Barrogoyf attacking. This could take out Tamio potentially. Oh, people are coughing. Brainstorm, pitch to force. Bullmaster is countered. Barrogoyf gets through for a hit. Milling, Bullmaster, Ponder, Kaito, Tamio, Daze. Okay, it looks like Bullmaster has been selected. Goes into hand. Tamio really is strong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a Tundra, and then
Sure, I can see it.
All right, conceding to a Murktide Regent. David takes game 1. Murktide, everybody. They didn't know what they were doing when they made the Delve mechanic. All right, players getting ready for game 2.
Oh, yeah, those
will you set it up?
are, yeah.
Untap. Upkeep. Drop.
All right, so Rakdos will be on the play here for game 2. Both players kept 7. Bloodstained Mire into Thoughtseize, okay? Brainstorm, Thoughtseize. Guess both players kept those in or brought them in. Tamio, Prismatic Ending, 2 Tundras, and a Polluted Delta. Tamio is taken. Tamio, as Twitch chat was just saying, very powerful. At the end of your turn arrives in the chat, one of our best people, asking anyone rocking any Aether Drift. We may see some Aether Drift cards on stream today. There were some on tables around the room when this game was recorded, so stay tuned, I guess. I don't know when they'll pop up or whatever, but they're out there. I played against some. Nethergoyf, Barrogoyf, Bloodstained Mire, Rakdos Theater, and I believe the last card on the bottom is Thoughtseize again. Yep. Yeah, we're going to hit max speed at some point. We might even have max speed right now and not even know it. No vehicles yet on stream today. Which is disappointing.
I'll take the Thoughtseize.
Thoughtseize? Sure.
And then,
All right, Thoughtseize selected by Thoughtseize. Got to protect the remaining cards in hand, I guess. Rakdos Theater, Surveil. That was a Nurturing Peatland, I think, dumped it to the graveyard. There's a Nethergoyf for Mario.
17, alright.
Prismatic Ending. Moves the Nethergoyf for good. Won't be escaping anywhere now. Barrogoyf. All right, that's in. The Barrogoyf. Such a good one. Okay, here's a Ponder for David.
Oh,
oh no, it was a Prismatic Ending. Sorry,
it was Prismatic
Oh,
Ending.
yeah, sorry. I was like, wait a minute. I don't like these.
Okay, Ponder Shuffle for David. Sometimes you just have to shuffle.
So I have sorcery.
Found a Swords, I guess. Barrogoyf is eliminated. Should be exiled.
Sorcery.
Okay.
Lands. Okay. 1, 2.
Barrogoyf gone.
I got it. I look at my example.
Cool.
Go. Drop.
Yeah.
All right, like the card on top, draws it off the Mishra's Bauble. Could have shuffled with Bloodstained Mire, but chose not to. Sirius, thank you for the resub with Prime, 12 months. Big time new badge. Thank you, Sirius, sticking with us for a whole year. Murktide Regent.
Thespian stage.
At the end of your turn, just gifted 5 subs. Thank you. At the end of your turn, a hype train just started as well, and we hit our sub goal. Thank you, thank you. 58 now on the channel for at the end of your turn. Really appreciate it.
Didn't recognize it.
At the end of your turn, now with a gifter badge, saying let's get to the sub goal. Thank you very much.
What are your guys? Your guys are force 3.
Sure. 0.
Wait, is that Dark Confidant on the table right now? I don't know that version. I seriously don't. I was thanking people. What is that?
Sure.
All right, apparently that's a new jumpstart version of Dark Confidant. Looks good to me. It attacks. Nethergoyf.
That was us.
Yep.
At the end of your turn says, I follow the YouTube content like religion these days. Can't make the stream often due to work. When I'm here, though, stoked to watch the real deal. Thank you at the end of your turn. Really appreciate it. Demonic Tutors, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Watching some Paper Legacy. The creature in the center of your table, the black card, is Dark Confidant. We just found out. We weren't familiar with that version, but we're deep into Game 2 between 2 top players in the New York City area, crashing into each other in the Legacy format. So Mario drops to 5 right now after an attack from a 7/7 Murktide. Thoughtseize revealed, drops to 4. All right, Mario scoops it up. That is the match. GG's. David gets it. David gets it. Esper Tempo. Looking pretty good. Okay, we're going to set up a poll now for Twitch chat to decide which match we will watch next. Let's get that going. Which match next? Twitch chat votes. Your options are Miracles versus Cephalid Breakfast. Miracles versus Esper Tempo. Deck we just saw. Or Esper Tempo versus Reanimator. 1 minute. Vote now in the chat. If you have not yet joined our community, you can join us on Discord. We have now one of the largest Magic the Gathering Discords. One of the largest. Not the largest, but one of the biggest ones. Bunch of Eternal gamers and longtime players hanging out in there. We also have a Patreon, which you can follow for free. Go follow our Patreon. Free is a sweet deal. Free is a sweet deal. Less than a minute for voting in the poll. Close vote so far. Almost out of time on that. Those of you that have been playing Legacy for the past couple of days, have you seen either drift cards on tables? If so, which cards have you seen? We want to know. Or which cards are in your deck sleeved up? Or if you're clicking around an MTGO, what are you putting in your list there? Riot Guy contributed 1,600 channel points. Miracles versus Breakfast is next. Let's do it. Diving into another one. Does Ketramos make the cut? I think people are trying to figure that out. Diving in. On the left is Yosef with Cephalid Breakfast. On the right, Force of Phil Blackman of Eternal Dirtles with Miracles. This should be fun. High train complete. Thank you for the subs and the bits, everybody. All right, looks like one card on the bottom for Yosef. Mishra's Bauble to start for Phil. Taking a look at the top.
Whatever that mystery card is. Got.
All right, like the card on top, draws it. Hedge Maze, Surveil. Windswept Teeth into the graveyard. Camera gets bumped. Flood Strand gets cracked.
Cool if I shortcut? Yeah.
Island Cycling Lorien revealed. Island Cycling. I don't know what they were thinking with that mechanic. It's really ever since the Scourge set that Magic has been downhill. So Volcanic Island has been found. All right, Flood Strand, pass the turn. Kissmy says, is there a living end type of strategy in Legacy? Basically the answer is no, but there are a lot of Reanimator decks not necessarily using the card Reanimate.
You fetched once, right? I fetched one too.
But I think the answer to your question is no. That's a brainstorm getting fired off by Yosef now. Cascade cards, not really seeing a lot of play in Legacy these days. There's a Ponder for Yosef now. Yeah, occasionally you'll see Rhinos, Crashing Footfalls does see some play in Legacy. But in general, I think Cascade cards are pretty low in Legacy right now. There was like a time period, when was this? Within the past 2 years where there was a lot of Cascade cards in Legacy. There was a whole deck with like Maelstrom Wanderer, and it was called a card called Creative Technique, and bunch of just a deck full of Cascaders, and then there was also Temur Rhinos for a while as well. Players are just cantripping, setting up hands. That was a Shark Typhoon put into the graveyard by Phil. Mr. Arch hoping to see Shardless Bug good in Legacy once again.
Predict turn myself.
Could happen.
It's gone.
Predict. Dumps the basic island. Phil draws a bunch of cards. Yosef's going to have a lot of disruption probably to fight through here. Looks like Phil's holding a counterbalance, thinking about deploying that. Yeah, Twitch chat tends to be rooting for Force of Phil most of the time. Predict put back on top by Mystic Sanctuary. Okay, there's counterbalance. Phil knows about Cephalid Illusionist. So keeping a 2 on top for now. These players knew what each other were going to be on when they sat down. There's no mystery there. Mystery's Bauble. Take a look at the top card of Yosef's deck. I think it was a Narc Amoeba. Either way, Yosef is shuffling here. Mr. Arch says, I would be rooting for Phil if he wasn't constantly trying to get Urza's Saga banned. You know what? Here's a meticulous archive. Joseph is surveilling. You know what? Yeah, Jerry is right. This is a very pro-Phil crowd. But when we make the legacy panel of experts, we're we're gonna be very careful about putting Force of Phil on there. That's for sure.
You're on.
You don't want Phil in charge of the ban list. There's Force of Phil rooting for Joseph.
You can pick a card that wasn't actually built.
There's a counterbalance on the table for Force of Phil. Some miracle stuff going on. Here's a Ponder. Phil says, don't put me on the legacy panel. I'd make the format fun and healthy. Oh, boy. Don't fall for it, everybody.
All of his answers are angels to get through whatever's in your hand. Trigger.
There's Urza's Saga. Comes in. Gets its first chapter counter. Joseph passes the turn. If you knew nothing, if you didn't know what Joseph was playing and never met Joseph before, you might think up until this point that maybe it was just Bant control, right? There's been nothing breakfasty happening so far. Joseph's been pretty damn good with this breakfast deck. I'm kind of curious how this game is going to play out. Eventually, if you're Joseph, you have to try to win the game. You can't just keep making land drops. Urza's Saga is going to be maybe a first attempt at that. Making some constructs. Some threats for Force of Phil to deal with. Looks like Predict will be going back on top of the library with Mystic Sanctuary. Phil has plenty of cards.
What is going on, dude? I took your advice.
Urza's Saga ticked up to 2. Phil can't figure out what's going on.
Yeah, like too many turns have gone on. I will pass.
Oh, you shuffle property?
All right, Joseph makes a construct. There it is. Draws for turn. Likely going to make another construct is my guess. Looks like Cephalid Illusionist is in hand for Joseph. There's a construct. Now we'll search. There's Shuko.
Just to see if I'm gonna fetch. Sure.
Okay, Joseph, we're going to dig one more time with a Flooded Strand. So then, I think it's safe to say at this point in the game, Joseph's key spells are going to be really hard to resolve. And creatures are going to have a hard time sticking around on the board. So, I don't know. I feel like the advantage bar is to the right quite a bit right now. It may not be super obvious, but I think that's the situation we're dealing with. So the construct attack equipped with Shuko. Phil doesn't seem to care. That's a Cavern of Souls. Well, Nadu might be in. Shuko is sorcery speed. Counterbalance trigger on the stack. Reveals swords. Okay. Yeah, it seems like Feevel's saying that it seems like Joseph is setting up a turn where he can overload counterbalance. Cavern of Souls kind of changed the situation, though. Now there's a Nadu on the stack. Equipping Nadu with Shuko, gets swords in response. So we're going to see 2 Nadu triggers happen here. Memory's Journey was 1 card. Maybe a chance for Yosef to react to Swords to Plowshares, though. Nadu, obviously very powerful in this deck.
So it's actually like this.
Technically, I think it's still equipped to the construct, but we're trying to equip Nadu, I guess. Force of Will on this Swords. Well, the battle that we were hyping up for a couple of turns now is about to happen. A fight over a Swords on Nadu. We've already had one Nadu trigger resolve and put Memory's Journey in hand. All right, Memory's Journey is pitched to the Force.
I'm going to predict target myself. Sure. Seems.
Okay, predict. Dump that Swords to Plowshares into the graveyard. Phil holding a whole bunch of blue cards. One of them looks like it's Force of Will. Fetching with a Flooded Strand now. Okay, so the Yu-Gi-Oh card is indicating a counterbalance trigger on Force of Will. Does Phil have a 5 in the yard? Ah, Lorien Revealed was in the yard. That's right. Okay. So Force of Will is countered. I was thinking there was no 5 in the yard. Swords eliminates Nadu. All right. There's another Nadu trigger. Scalding Tarn comes in. Force of Phil. That Mystic Sanctuary counterbalance combination can be pretty mean. Stop being so mean, Phil.
Predicting your end step. Target myself. And this.
All right, another predict gets fired off. Dump that Lorien Revealed back into the graveyard. There's a Ponder for Phil. So there's 2 constructs on the battlefield, which obviously can win the game if they're not dealt with. My guess is Phil will find a way to beat constructs. All right, Prismatic Ending on, I believe, Shuko. Yep, Shuko is hit. One moment, I gotta step away. Yep.
Full grip. Combat. Yep. 4. Time to cycle short cards. For 2? No, actually it would be 3. Sure. Block a construct. Force pitch combo. Cards? 3.
Key? Yeah. Go ahead.
So it's a 1-1, right?
Yeah.
Good. I have six. Two of them are lands that I know about. You know about 2 sanctuaries.
Hold at the card. Mother.
Just go next. Yep. For my cantrips. Ended up drawing the days just now.
Make one blue.
Okay.
Go.
Exile Cephalid. Track of the types.
Come. Good.
It's 3/3.
Currently 3.
That should be 6/5.
Yep. Go ahead.
Insta, exile,
Cycle.
card.
Upkeep, yeah. No, I've already drawn. Oh.
Yeah. 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Good.
I'm gonna make this a 7. Exile, multi key. 15. Good.
Target you.
Play a game with sideboard? Fun.
All right, sorry about that, everybody. Kind of doing multiple things today, and just had to handle something. So now I'm getting up to speed with this game. I think we're still in game 2. Has there been? Is this game 2 still? Looks like Yosef has 2 constructs. The DCI got me. Thanks for hanging out, people. Hope it was entertaining without me. Harry Houdini in the chat. Light Confidant in the chat. Dress down. That could be a way to beat the constructs.
Artifact. Oh no, 2. Instant artifact.
Dress Down still does the job against the Urza Saga constructs. Shuko on the board for Yosef. Could still see a fight in this game over the combo. It doesn't look like that's happened yet, as far as I can tell. Wasn't able to watch the beginning of this game.
That's alright. I had a turn. Ritual, create the Titan. So I took a turn 1, then I was at 5, I was at 4. I went first one was like a Foxy's Rose Petal Ritual. Nothing after Foxy's. 6 was no land. 5 was Lake of the Dead. It was a good hand, but just only Lake of the Dead. And trolls like to get started.
So Phil with the altered duels. We see a lot of compliments on that. A lot of Phil's deck is altered. Phil's been collecting alters for a long time. Cycling Shark Typhoon, okay.
I'll move the discard.
Well, once Force of Phil moves to discard, you're in big trouble. Meticulous Archive, Serval. Most likely it's going to be really difficult for Yosef to break through this hand, but we'll see how this goes. We saw Cavern of Souls in game 1. We saw a fight over Swords to Plowshares. We saw Counterbalance, which is not currently on the board, play an important role in game 1. Six Sanctuary puts Predict back on top. Mill says, Phil inspired me to make my first Legacy deck be Miracles. That's awesome. That's awesome. A tough first deck to play for sure, but why not? Orem's Chant on the stack. All right, we're about to see a fight. Maybe. Force pitching Lorien revealed. Force pitching Brainstorm.
The Orange Chance still on the stack. Looking to predict target missile.
Orem's Chant is still on the stack. Predict. Like Confidence says, DCI called me and let me know they took care of Chris. You're welcome, everyone. They're going to get me eventually. I've been on the run.
Force pitch a Shark Typhoon.
Force pitching Shark Typhoon. It looks like Orem's Chant is countered. Teferi Time Raveler. Okay. It's another nasty one. Brainstorm for Phil. Teferi Time Raveler is a big problem for Phil. Orem's Chant was not necessarily a bait, but a great start to the turn for Yosef. Got 2 Force of Wills out of Phil's hand. This is a battle. Argivian Fine targeting Shark Typhoon.
This only chunk
So Phil has a Shark Typhoon in hand. How is this going to play out? Obviously, can cycle, make a shark, and attack Teferi, potentially. Phil drawing a lot of cards with Predict in this game.
I needed the Doubting to get the final 3 points. And I was thinking when I collected Cephalid and the rest, I should have streamed it. Because then it would have for me
Yeah, Phil in the chat pointing out that they would love a prismatic ending. Cycled the Shark Typhoon. Okay. Okay. Flooded Strand, pass. Teferi Time Rattler is going to be a pain in the butt. Teferi pluses. Nadu. Nadu trigger. Number 1. Cavern of Souls comes in. Name wizard. Nadu number 2 goes to hand. Alright, tapping 2 mana for a Narcomoeba. No more Nadu triggers happening. Hedge Maze, Surveil. Dumps a Nadu. And then a Ponder to hand. Alright. Shuko will cope itself back to Nadu, and then looks like Yosef has passed the turn. Not the worst. Phil does have an opportunity here to kill Nadu, but there's another one in hand. Might be more exciting to just get rid of Shuko for now. Mystic Sanctuary.
I kept before because of the drop on.
Okay, put Ponder back on top, draws it for turn. Fires it off. Yeah, that wasn't an amazing Nadu turn. It's not always like a game-ending thing, but next turn Phil will be in trouble.
Like Reanimator, Dredge, something like that.
Don't forget Teferi Time Rattler's on the table. Can't do a lot on Yosef's turn.
That's my opinion.
Other than activate abilities.
I think for your deck, you want to bring this in against John, like Convergence back then. Like, they use their graveyard to beat you. Only their graveyard. The thing is, I played the so it can be a win. I'm trying this one. I'm not really like 100% confident.
Okay, going after Nadu. Nadu will trigger. Nomads and Core goes to hand. Combo pieces floating around. Can Phil get rid of Shuko? It doesn't look like that is a possibility in hand. Phil's going to scoop it up. We're going to game 3. The backup Nadu in hand was just going to be too much for Force of Phil. Game 3. All right, 1 card on the bottom for Phil. Turn 1, Ponder. Yeah, there was a backup Nadu in hand, so Phil scooped. Just gonna slip away after that. It's a flooded strand getting cracked for Yosef. Yeah, I believe Phil's playmat is Chandalar map or Dominaria map. I'm not sure. Carpet Flower is not too bad.
I'll make a blue. Brainstorm. Sure.
Okay, brainstorm for Yosef. Making some mana with Carpet of Flowers. Carpet of Flowers still good in Legacy for sure. Game 1 and Game 2 are going to be how games play out in this matchup. We're going to see a slow couple of turns until the players clash on the stack again. Phil kind of won that battle in Game 1 and then lost it in Game 2. Phil is the control deck. Breakfast, of course, is the combo. Here's Ponder. Players are going to be trying to figure out how they're going to break through the other's defenses, I guess. Phil will be trying to set up a win with Shark Typhoon, potentially. Voodoo wondering, have we had any rogue decks running around the scene? Definitely check out our YouTube channel if you haven't already. We've had a lot of rogue decks running around the scene lately. Some major spice floating around. Okay, Phil looks for and finds a volcanic island sitting right on top.
And so.
Carpet of Flowers might help Yosef jump ahead in mana. So Force of Phil's going to remove that now, a Prismatic Ending. I doubt Yosef will fight over this unless that mana is... Okay. Carpet of Flowers is gone. Didn't expect Yosef to protect that. Probably happy to get Prismatic Ending used up. Wasteland... Unexpected Wasteland. Takes out Tundra. I don't think we've seen Wasteland yet in this match, have we? Not that I saw anyway. I stepped away for a few. Okay, Hedge Maze, Serval. Cephalid Illusion is dumped into the graveyard. Interesting, interesting.
Circle around.
Cephalid Illusion is a key card in this deck. Mix the combo with Nomads and Core and Shuko to mill the library, set up a Dread Return for Thassa's Oracle after some Narcomoebos come in.
Good.
Yeah, Miracles is a bit of a rogue deck right now, I would say.
Predict target myself. Yeah, predict. Bubble trigger.
Magic players, 6 minutes left in the round. 6 minutes.
6 minutes left in the round. You heard it. All right, counterbalance. What does Yosef have to say about it? Ticulus Archive found with a fetch, Serval. Elvalon says, Miracle is easily my favorite mechanic in game. I am glad it's legacy playable. You know what? I'm not even going to do the thing where I say the Miracle mechanic was a mistake. You enjoy it. It was a mistake. They made all these mistakes, chat.
Sure. So what do you? I got, yeah.
All right, counterbalance resolved. Yusuf is going to have to deal with it. Ponder reveals dress down on top, so Ponder resolves. Okay, chat, but which mechanic was the biggest mistake of all time?
Oh, I forgot when he was late. Yeah. We weren't even supposed to play.
Delve.
Yeah. My match that didn't even.
Max speed already? Max speed already got there?
Now that they can manually pair someone with the buy,
So Tail says trample.
it's a big improvement.
Cast the deuce.
Deduce, make a clue. Where's the Phil's been running Deduce in these decks?
Lagging every single action. I like it better than
Okay, Brainstorm revealed a Mystic Sanctuary on top, so Phil missing a little bit with counterbalance so far.
Pain lands correctly. Yeah, you have to turn off.
Joe says Dig Through Time could be 14 mana and be played. I don't know about that. That's a lot.
Dark Sections, what's the black white? Or the blue black river or something. And then a swamp. It'll always tap like
Cavern Wizard, here is Nadu the bird.
in the pain land, even though I want to cast a blue thing after that, so I always have to manually tap.
Phil is holding a Power Blast, dress down.
Swords the Nadu.
Okay, then a Swords on Nadu, so Nadu will not trigger here.
Oh, I tried, and that's what I've been good.
Provoke and Plot being named by the chat as worst mechanics of all time. I don't even know if Legacy players know that Plot exists. They have no idea.
No force.
All right, a Daze on the Pyroblast on Force of Will. Well, quite a battle happening here. Nadu survives.
Paper magic really lends well to the shirts. Like maybe if you're doing something
Looks like Phil found a Force of Will and a Wasteland with Ponder. Not sure that's super interesting. Gonna shuffle. Phil has to beat a Nadu right now. It's on the table. The Yu-Gi-Oh card is a clue token.
Go.
Flooded Strand, pass. Okay.
Yep.
Hedge Maze surveils an island in the yard. Nadu attacks. Okay, Yosef just passes the turn. Phil might be catching a little bit of a break here. Mish's Bob will target you.
Target.
Okay, Mystic Sanctuary puts Predict back on top. Phil will draw it. Harry Houdini has gifted a sub. 155 now on the channel for Harry, a pillar of our community. Thank you, Harry. Really appreciate it. Mystic Sanctuary again for Phil.
thing every time is do something that you're willing to keep doing. Because if you keep doing the algorithm, burn yourself out, stop, well, wait, you just burn yourself out.
Pyroblast. Cycling Shark Typhoon. Making a 4/4 shark. Okay. Okay. Block Nadu. Okay. Not too bad. So I don't really know Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so you'll have to excuse me. The blue Yu-Gi-Oh card is a clue. The other one is a 4/4 shark. Okay, this is now turn 1 of extra turns. Time was called. Teferi. Counterbalance trigger. Brainstorm revealed.
Sorry, let me just tap it. Yeah.
I understand there's some irony to it.
I'll come to Bar Blast.
Okay, so a force on Power Blast targeting Teferi on the stack.
All Pro Tours, all Worlds. And then, depending some other tournaments might get streamed, like if
Float 2 blue would work. Authority's just counting, right? Just counting.
So like Star City did get rid of coverage for Star City.
Use my 2 floating.
But then it's being
make a
filled
3/3.
with like
I'll just give it to
full
you.
All right, Phil makes another shark with Shark Typhoon, and Yosef scoops it up. Force of Phil gets it. GG's. Force of Phil, everybody. Force of Phil comes in and miracles everything. Wins with some sharks. Very interesting. That was a game. That was a match. That was a battle. And fittingly, there's a predict up on the screen right now. Good timing on that. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's set up a new poll. Which match next? Twitch chat's going to vote. Let's see what we got. Miracles versus Esper Tempo. Or Red Stompy versus Dark Depths. Or Esper Tempo versus Dark Depths. 1 minute. Get your vote in. Our Discord server is up on your screen. People have been blowing up the bling channel lately. All kinds of crazy bling. Look at this. That's really incredible. Lots of bling. New Chromox. People are picking those up. The Bowlers, thank you for the sub with Prime. 37 months. Hello from Sweden. Thanks for the greatest legacy content. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. At the end of your turn, contributed 3,600 channel points. We're headed over to Red Stompy versus Dark Depths. Let's do it. Whoops. Let's do it. Diving in. Okay, as far as I can tell, Eric on the right is on the play with Mono Red Stompy and has mulliganed. Alec on the left with Dark Depths, kept 7. Voodoo Games, thank you for the resub with Prime 5 months. Back to subbing for Paper Legacy. Appreciate it.
I mean, I guess close enough. All right, I'll put this on the bottom.
All right, Eric saying it's close enough. 1 card on the bottom. So a mold of 6 for Eric. And Alec kept 7. And it sounds like we're ready to go.
These are good traders. I'm gonna challenge someone. Go ahead. Alright, sounds good.
Chalice on 1. It resolves. Wasteland on the city. Okay.
I like this turn. Is that a creature slash
Go ahead. I mean, it might slow me down. I'm gonna go with.
I like the Wasteland there.
Got it.
Okay, Mox Diamond discarding Sajiri Step.
You got it.
Lush Portico Surveil. Kind of fun for me watching this. All right, Sword Supply Share Surveil into the graveyard. There is a Chalice on 1 on the battlefield. Kind of interesting for me in this matchup we're watching right now is that Eric tends to be the one playing Dark Depths. And now playing against it as Mono Red Stompy. You've been hanging out with us on stream for a while. You're aware both of these players play multiple decks. Okay, that's a Volcanic Fissure, it looks like. Paying 3 life. Chromox.
With the trigger on the stack, I think,
Oh, on the stack. Alright.
and imprint trigger on the stack.
Yes, yes. What am I playing against?
Sorry.
What is this? Chromox input trigger on the stack.
It's fine. It's fine. Go ahead.
Are you sure?
Okay, so Imprint Trigger was on the stack. Alec had to think. What could Alec be holding? All right, Magus of the Moon is imprinted. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, okay.
Yep. Sounds good.
Trigger, I get a guy, and then it is your go.
Okay. Get a guy. It is your go. So there's the Goblin Shaman. Chapter 1 of the Fable.
You have 1 card?
One card.
1 card left for Eric. Chapter 2 of the Fable could allow Eric to look for some threats. So far in this game, it seems like Eric has a slower start as far as dealing damage to the opponent. But has some important prison stuff happening with Chalice. Knight of the Reliquary.
He has.
Every time I play you, you're on something different. I sat down here.
5/5 Knight.
I'm gonna go ahead and fit those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll discard 2 cards. Chromox and Sundering Eruption.
Okay, Sundering Eruption and a Chromox are discarded. Eric looking for threats, most likely. Swing, make a treasure. Goblin Shaman will die in combat, getting blocked by the Knight. Do you have a way to finish off the Knight?
Or, I'm gonna looting this. Paraguay, I'll shoot your knight.
There it is. Paraguay hits the Knight. Knight down.
It's a sorcery, artifact, land, instant. It's a 4/5.
Paraguay, one of the more powerful cards in this mono red Stompy deck these days. Knight of the Reliquary didn't survive. It's gone.
Creature instant.
Dredge.
Yep.
Okay, 4 power on the Goyf.
5 now.
2, 3.
5 power on the Goyf.
That's back in.
Thanks.
Alec plays the Thespian stage. It's pretty clear at this point what Alec is playing, I think.
Play Dark Depths.
Yep.
And then I will pass the turn. Oh, wait.
Okay, so it looks like Alec has a Boseiju in hand and maybe was thinking about Boseiju on Chromox earlier. Just a thought.
I'm gonna cast enemy dead. Trigger. Target your turns. And I'll target you. Go to combat.
Yep.
Swing for 5.
Okay, swinging for 5 with the Paraguay right now.
Untap, upkeep, drop.
Yep. 3. Play another Fable. Trigger.
Yep.
Goblin. It is trigger.
Another Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Make a Goblin Shaman. End step play. Seiju on Chalice.
And I'll grab my land.
Yep.
I'll grab a basic planes. Comes in tapped or untapped?
Start Shell Grave.
It comes in untapped. You want to just switch this? Like this?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay.
And then
Play land and pass.
untap, upkeep, drop.
Yeah, alright.
Okay, now a crop rotation, sacking the Lush Portico. What is Alec looking for here? Dark Depths. Okay. It is going to be kind of difficult for Eric to remove a Dark Depths. Potentially. Reflections of Kiki Jiki copying Pyroglyph is scary, though.
I will go my turn.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it looks like we're depthsing.
Yeah.
Pedro says hello. Sylvan Safekeeper, okay, okay. That'll be able to protect Marit Lage a little bit better.
Go ahead.
Fable of the Mirror Breaker ticks up to 2. Reflections of Kiki Jiki no longer summoning sick. There's a 5 power Pyrogoyf on Eric's side.
Land, creature, links in.
Yes.
Trigger, I'm gonna discard 2.
Okay, discarded an Ancient Tomb and a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. That'll tick Pyrogoyf up to 6 power. It's getting a little scary.
One of those. Alright, drop 2. Sorcery, creature, artifact, enchantment.
Put a battle in your deck.
Accurate reflection, copying Pyrogoy.
Yep.
Okay, Reflections of Kiki Jiki copies the Pyrogoyf. 2 triggers of the Pyrogoyf.
I'm gonna deal 12 to you.
12 damage, drops to 1.
Trigger.
Is Alec holding a needle? Maybe should have played Needle naming Reflections?
I misplayed. I didn't realize.
Well, I just heard Alex say I misplayed, so maybe that is what should have happened. All right, so Pyrogoyf ends the game.
Oh, yeah.
If I pitting needled this, I was like, I can needle that.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I don't think you can kill me anyway.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize it sees itself.
All right, so Eric takes game 1. Power of the Pyrogoyf on display. Pithing Needle would have stopped Reflections of Kiki Jiki. It was still summoning sick, I believe, on Alex's turn, right? Yeah, it must have been. That definitely would have been good. Well, Alec will be on the play here for game 2. Lesson learned, I guess.
I will take this. Yep. Yep.
Away.
Second main. Cast paper.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
Reflections of Kiki Jiki itself is not a token. It's just the backside of a card. Mox Diamond. Discard Savannah.
Pass the turn.
Okay, Green Sun Zenith X is 1. Looking for and finding an Elvish Reclaimer. There it is.
These 2 cards.
Yep.
Do we have anybody watching that drafted Mystery Booster 2 or bought some booster boxes or something? It feels like to me, I'm curious what you think, because I don't own, I never bought any of the boxes or drafted. I own some of the cards but that I bought as singles, but the set seems so great. Did you feel like it was great too? Does anyone not feel like Mystery Booster 2 was great? Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Damn. All right.
Knight of the Reliquary. All right. Mystery Booster just seems so awesome.
Yep. Show and tell.
Could be anything.
Oh no. I'll play a land, I guess.
I'll put a box.
Yep. You read Balgalaw?
Yeah, sure. Basically, if anything goes to your graveyard from this point on, it goes underneath.
Okay, discarding a Shatter Skull and a Magus of the Moon.
And then I'll pass her.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
Yep.
You got it. Go to game 3.
3/3. Mostly, it's a 9/9 flyer that has a ward ability that basically is like a hard, impossible to defeat.
Lifelink's no joke with a Gristlebrand deck, though.
True. Now you know all my secrets. I don't think I changed anything.
So only one land in Alex's graveyard right now. The Goblin Shaman still going to attack. Make a treasure. Need that treasure. All right, just gonna let the Goblin Shaman get through this time after the knight was killed in game 1.
Yeah, Drew the show tell us turn 2. I was like, I had the Archon in my hand. I was like,
Pyroglyph. How big is it?
It's always been pretty good.
he's dead.
Okay, 2 power. Takes out Elvish Reclaimer on the way in. Not bad.
Because like, you get to put a land into play. So like, if you put land, the land was like Dark Depths. That's a thing, huh? And then you have Mox Diamond, Destiny Stage.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
So it's a little bit riskier. But I'm just gonna make it.
Yeah, Akalith is right. The Pyroglyph should have been 3 power. Not that it. Well, I guess it could have went after the knight then, but that was missed. And you know, keeping the card, the Shatter Skull in Eric's graveyard, keeping the card without its front sight facing up in the sleeve, kind of maybe tripped up Eric there. They're showing the Pyroglyph at 2 power right now, and it should be 3. Good catch by Akalith. Shadow Skull, the land is the reverse side and would not be what was counted for Pyroglyph. It would be the sorcery Shadow Skull smashing on the front side. So Kenzin. Broadside Bombardier.
Sure.
So Kenzin Crucible of Defiance was the land. Broadside Bombardiers is in. If you've been playing Legacy for the last 2 years or so, you're aware that Broadside Bombardiers is a really powerful card. It's getting copied by Reflections of Kiki Jiki, and then we're going to combat. This is a big attack.
So it's currently 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
These 2 have menace.
Ooh, that Shadow Skull in the graveyard not being counted could matter here quite a bit. Goblin Shaman made a treasure. Bombardiers have menace. Alec could make a Merit Lage. I don't know what Alec's card in hand is. It looks like there's only one card in hand. Knight could obviously block as well. But... No effects before blocks. Would it have been right for Eric to sack Reflections to blow up Knight before blocks? Ah, okay. They're flipping the Shadow Skull and correcting the power toughness for Powerglyph right now. All right. So that's been fixed.
6, 7, 8, 9.
I keep forgetting to flip them back and forth. Yeah, I really should.
And pass turn.
Untap, upkeep, drop.
Yep.
So a correct count now on Powerglyph. It's at 3 power. Also, I'm wondering, would it have been better to copy Powerglyph? Maybe not.
Make a Merit.
Okay.
Trigger?
Yep.
Okay, making a Merit Lage. I'm also thinking, what could the Knight find? I mean, there's the obvious ones like Bajuka Bog or whatever, but is there a Glacial Chasm? Is there... Taking a look at the Dark Depths Merit Lage token.
I was gonna say, that's not my Merit Lage.
Pass turn.
It is.
It just doesn't have anything crazy.
No, this doesn't have anything crazy. It already has all that.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's already.
So this is gonna block you.
Okay, at the end of your turn.
You have a copy. You have a copy of the
These are your
wall.
pocket.
5/5 Knight. 4 damage.
I'm going to cast Crop Rotation.
Alright, alright. 4 damage. I'm gonna fling 6 at you.
Okay, Powerglyph gets sacked to boast. 6 damage. Oh, maybe not.
Give you another turn by just having the Atraxa in play.
Let me
But
fling
you
this
still
first
could have
at
like
you.
crop rotated for you still could have did the Merit
Or
Lage.
gave this protection from blue.
You're at 18, yeah. You're still at 18. Yeah.
So I'll take 5.
Yeah, I think I have to.
13.
It was just
the
like
enchantment, so this goes
Yeah.
at 4. Not that it matters.
Good game,
Obviously, I
it's
forgot. Playing that, deal 6 to you. Then 7.
Okay, 6 damage. Then 4 more damage. Okay, that was a little scary, but Eric concedes the game. We're going to game 3. How does the math work out there if Powerglyph was copied instead of Broadside Bombardier? Is it better or worse? I don't know. Shadow Skull comes in tapped, gets wasted immediately.
That's not fair.
Mox Diamond now. Mox Diamond and Wasteland from the Tempest block. These cards are a problem. So Ken's in Crucible of Defiance again.
The most pivotal time would be game 3. You already did If I had cards to make this,
Yep. Yep.
you're right. You're absolutely right. Next week, you might not.
Okay, Lush Portico was discarded and a Dark Depths was discarded for the Mox Diamonds so far. D2 Akko, thank you for the sub with Prime. 18 months, that's a new badge. Legacy Hype. Do we have any Legacy Hype in the chat? Make some emotes dance across the screen or something.
Hopefully Fable.
Fable of the Mirror Breaker, okay. This card has been key in this matchup so far.
Go ahead. I mean, every time he says that, I turn. Go ahead.
It's too many Erics. Sirius Poe says Mox Diamond such a game changer. Yeah, is that Is that true? Is Mox Diamond a game changer in Commander now? I don't even know. I didn't even read the list yet. What are people feeling about that? There's been all these announcements about new Commander rules or whatever. How are people feeling? Is it a thumbs up or thumbs down situation from the 90s MTG chat and comment section? How are people feeling about that? I know it's a little off topic for what we're watching right now. Magus of the Moon and Blood Moon discarded. Did my card's value go up? That's a good question. Okay, Swords into Goblin Shaman before Tex. It is gone. Okay, 5 damage. It sounds like from Powerglaive.
The trigger on the stack.
Okay, it's getting swords in response to its trigger. Still deals 5, though, I believe.
Okay, so it's fine. So I'll take the 5. When you like dismember to kill it. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense because it brings it down. Right. So I'll take the 5. You're gonna gain.
And 1 to 21.
Okay, Powerglaive should be exiled. I hope that doesn't end up mattering. Probably won't. Okay, Reflections of Kiki Jiki is back. Summoning sick for now.
I'll play a broadside. Go to combat.
Broadside Bombardier. That Swords on Powerglaive likely would have been necessary no matter what, but Broadside Bombardiers. It's a scary card, as we saw in Game 2. How close that was. Shattered Skull Smashing played as a land. Krolmox. Double fetch. We might see a hard cast Force of Vigor here with the Krolmox imprint on the stack. Yeah, Harry Houdini saying the only reason I pay attention to Commander are card prices. I do like, and I'm not making a joke, I do like that Commander being so popular makes a bunch of cards that I don't need worth money that I can like convert into stuff I actually want. Like just a whole bunch of stuff from my collection over the years became a couple of bucks that, if not for Commander, would be worthless. Here's Force of Vigor, taking out Reflections of Krolmox. Going to use Boast to sack it. Heads up play there by Eric.
That's the whole reason, yeah. Yeah, go ahead. You're good.
So if you're out there playing Commander, please continue playing. Play more. I need my cards to go up in price. The ones I don't need specifically. It's all about the cards I don't need. The cards I need that I use, I'm not particularly worried about the price, but the cards I don't need, I want to have be worth money.
You're trying to force it on like no limits. You're trying to do anything to get rid of it. But you gotta be able to skill it. That's the only thing
Thespian stage is on the table on Alex's side. Broadside Bombardier is all alone on Eric's side.
Yeah, I started making it because originally I was swapping between that and Jim. But I haven't been running on the man.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I was like, all right, let me just swap it out for that. Yeah.
Alec drops to 4. Precarious life total.
17. I'll cast a 3.
Any target, right?
No, just a free turn.
Okay, so with this on the slot.
Fury on the stack. Crop rotation. That was the last card in hand for Alec. What could be important to find here? Talongate's phasing out Broadside Bombardier, seeing the possibility of Boast.
Phase out until my upkeep, right?
Your next up.
Alright. Yeah, so it phases out.
It actually comes back before on tap.
Go ahead.
Phasing has nothing to do with the upkeep. GG's. Mono red
I need to dodge.
beats Dark Depths.
I can make a dark depths and kill you. But
GG's. Needed to find the Talon Gates there to shut off the Boast. Otherwise would have made a Marit Lage. Well played. Well played. Let's set up one more poll for the chat. Which match next? Your options will be... Did they test Boast? They did not. They didn't test it. They didn't bother. They don't care about us. Miracles versus Esper. Reanimator versus Rakdos. You saw the Rakdos aggro deck earlier on stream. Esper Tempo versus... Oh, wait. Lost track here. Last choice was actually Breakfast versus Blue Painter. 1 minute. Get your vote in. Our Discord is up on your screen. Join the Discord. If you're not in the Discord. What card is this? Mana Crypt. It's a nice looking Mana Crypt. All right, votes are coming in. Less than a minute. What do I want? I'm going to vote on this one. I want... I don't know. I voted. What's the deal with Mana Crypt then? Is Mana Crypt... I know I could just look this up, but is Mana Crypt, like, going to be unbanned then? Ugh. It's all so tiring. All right, Mr. Arch contributed 1,000 channel points. Blue Painter versus Breakfast will be up next. Let's do it. Okay, it likely won't be unbanned since says the chat. All right, whatever. I feel so out of touch with Commander. Every decision made, I'm just like, I don't know. Diving in.
Make sure you thoroughly scan through it.
Alright, I got a 5, so I think you're going
I want to get rough for the rest of it.
Oh, how's your week though, bud?
Good. How about yours?
It's been fun.
It is one day in.
Okay.
Alright. Did you cut?
Sure.
Getting ready to go. Heart Train Conductor at the end of your turn says they have a new Commander card legality thing, and I think Crypt is going to be back in Commander. Okay. Yeah, there's a bracket thing going on, but to be honest with you, I still haven't even looked at what it is. Looks like Yosef's on the play. Both players kept 7, I believe. Misty Rainforest passed the turn.
Hospital. I'll play Sinking Stupor as a land. Take 3.
Soporific Springs, the reverse side of Sink into Stupor, played as a blue land. Grindstone. Emery. Quite a start.
Pass.
Can you get the land from us?
You can't.
Artifact. Oh, no, yeah. Target
You
artifact.
have to cast. You can't.
Oh, it's
play.
cast specifically. Okay, I'm gonna fetch.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be so much better if you play.
No, that's why I was wondering. Like, I saw
The seats, yeah.
Not necessarily most valuable.
I wonder if that works.
Definitely my favorite.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so Emery, Lurker of the Lock, cannot play lands from the graveyard, so the Seat of the Synods in the graveyard right now cannot be used by Emery, but can cast artifact spells from the graveyard. That's a Meticulous Archive, Surveil.
I'm gonna keep. I'm just figuring out. Sure.
Soul Guide Lantern in the graveyard from Michael could be really important in this matchup. Mr. Arch says people still trying to cast lands in 2025. You know what, Mr. Arch? These people don't know what the hell's going on.
Brainstorm.
That's why I'm here to teach them. I'm basically a legacy teacher, right? People watching just have no clue what's going on. This card is called Brainstorm.
Whiteboarder once upon a time.
My goal is to eventually whiteboarder everything.
Oh, those are legit whiteboarders, though.
They are.
We'll take an endurance.
Grindstone is on the battlefield. My commander card would be Benucci the Great Teacher. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I have a friend. How much do I want to say about this? I have a friend whose likeness is on a new Magic card. Somebody I know from forever ago. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I think I'll just say that for now.
Playing a Painter Eternal Weekend.
New card in Aether Drift. Basically, a friend of mine was a model for one of the paintings.
Target Soul Guide Lantern. Soul Guide Lantern. I will hit the Brainstorm.
Okay, Brainstorm is hit by Soul Guide Lantern. Is exiled. Soul Guide Lantern will be pretty good. Stopping the breakfast combo from happening. Really nice disruption from Michael. Both players will be trying to mill Yosef's deck, it looks like. Grindstone on Michael's side. Breakfast combo on Yosef's side. Those pink sleeves might get flipped over at some point.
Let's see. Start it.
3 cards.
3.
Sure.
Nadu?
Okay, Nadu is on the stack. Looks like Metallic Rebuke.
Wasteland.
Yeah.
Take the endurance.
I'm gonna take the endurance. I'm gonna do 16.
So Force of Will pitching the Cephalid Illusionist counters Metallic Rebuke, then a Force pitching another Metallic Rebuke. Looks like it will deal with Nadu for now. Nadu is countered. Cool thing about this blue painter deck is it has a lot of different ways to disrupt opposing combos. Soul Guide Lantern getting popped here to draw a card. Am I ready for Ketramos to be tier 1 in Legacy? You know what? I'm down. I'm down. Force of Will exiled by the Soul Guide Lantern, replayed out of the graveyard.
Just gonna play Noble, second Noble, and pass.
So Soul Guide Lantern is back on the table. Swords on Emery. It's not bad. Emery's gone. Soul Guy Lantern's gonna be a pain in the butt for Yosef though. Could see later in the game to fairy bounce it and then try to combo. Its comma is Yosef in the chat. Otawara, okay. Okay. Looks like Cephalid Illusionist is in hand for Yosef, but again, Soul Guy Lantern kind of holding up that whole situation. Gets played. Are we going to see Grindstone get activated in this game? It's a little tricky with Narcomoeba, but... Okay, Grindstone targeting you. Alright, Prismatic Ending Swords, those are the same color. Brainstorm Force, those are the same color. Deezer's a Saga. Not bad.
A blind one before. That was fun.
Milling. Oh, man.
Emery?
Okay, Emery, Mills a Lotus Petal, Talic Rebuke, Urza Saga, and Emery number 2. Number 3 in this game. Likely going to see a Hedge Maze here to Surveil.
Two thought season in the yard. Eldro? Yep.
We're tired of milling in Magic the Gathering. No more milling. Milling should be a game changer. I'm so angry. Okay, Prismatic Ending on Grindstone. Going after the combo piece. Not Soul Guy Lantern is interesting. Not saying it's wrong. It's just interesting. Here's Nadu. Chase in the chat loves milling. Force pitching sink into stupor. Nadu is countered.
Untap? Sure. Low spell? Sure. Float 2.
Soul Guy Lantern, draw a card.
Sacrifice a swamp. Tap Lake of the Dead. Sacrifice a swamp.
Target Soul Guy Lantern.
7, 8.
Soul Guy Lantern.
Soul Guy Lantern comes back.
Yes, I'll go with Force of Will.
Hey, do you have an answer? No. Okay, I guess I have.
Okay, Force of Will is exiled.
Last turn.
Swords on Emery. Emery is eliminated.
One card in hand.
One card left for Yosef. Cephalid Illusion is attacking. It's doing something. Looks like a brainstorm on top.
Just so I remember it. Painter Servant.
This has its thing now. Yeah. I see what the thing is.
Can I see your good on exile? How many forces you got left in there?
Delirium beneath. Oh no, because it has to be exiled with this. Yeah, we did. Okay, alright. So
Two forces in there. How many forces have I used? 2 forces. I'm just gonna name red. And then I will pass the turn.
Okay, painter names Red. Painter names Red. Michael thinking about how many Force of Wills could be left before deciding.
Collective Brutality, the Sylvan Safekeeper. Yep. Goes to 14, and then damage. I'm gonna go to 8.
There's a Saga.
Sure.
Okay, now enters the Saga. Good start. Oh, here's Grindstone though. Oh.
I'll pass turn.
I just noticed the SARS just like the last one. Good?
Yeah. Cool. I hope so.
Fetch. That's turn.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Okay, a fetch has happened. When will Michael activate Grindstone? Let's see. Looks like Yosef only had one card in hand.
I heard you saying that you just jam. That's how the deck plays. That's how this deck plays too. You just have to jam. That's like your only option is to jam. Jam early, jam often. Yeah, go your draw. Can't let you meme journey in your upkeep. Come on.
Maybe.
Michael talking about their can't let you Memories Journey in your upkeep. If you activate it on upkeep, mill the library, Memories Journey, put Thassa's Oracle in the pile, accidentally give Yosef the game. Could happen. End step Grindstone.
I guess it does technically matter, right?
With the order?
Yeah, because I have triggers on top of that, right?
Yeah. You're
Or actually, no, with the triggers would go on the stack, but
But
would
they
have
resolve
to,
at the end.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the order doesn't really matter here. So there's going to be some Narcomoeba triggers.
triggers?
Yeah, there is a Soul Guide Lantern on the board. That is true. But maybe there is a way to still screw it up.
That goes up. Play. Stick face. Slow display. Pass turn.
Michael's just going to pass the turn. Yosef's library is in the graveyard. No cards in the deck right now.
If you do it now or in your upkeep.
I'm on the blade. This is
Maybe
fair.
Oracle makes sense.
Yeah, this is a Memories Journey getting cast here. Thinking about what to target with it. Up to 3 cards become the library, basically. There are no cards in the library right now. Michael does have the opportunity to mill again and has Soul Guide Lantern on the battlefield. Soul Guide Lantern could be cracked in response to this Memories Journey. Let's see.
I don't think it
He was
really
first
matters
seeded,
what I
like,
choose.
so just was wasted.
Right now, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Actually, no. The Memories Journey is getting, wait a minute. It's getting cast from hand. Let's see how this plays out. There's also 1 card in hand for each player.
Seems like a good one.
So these 3.
Okay, so the 3 cards chosen are Ponder, Swords, and Thassa's Oracle. The Memories Journey is being cast from hand, not flashback.
Sure. So you take 1.
I will respond by sacking Soul Guide Color to exile your graveyard. Oh, okay. I was like,
Okay, game 1 goes to Michael, sounds like. Yosef scoops to that. Moving on. Nicely played by both players there, though. Blue Painter deck just has so much good disruption. I really like this deck. Kind of a shuffle together of 8 cast and Painter.
cost you started, dude?
1 card.
Yeah, alright, so 18, 20, 2,
I'll keep it.
Okay.
Okay, players getting ready for game 2. Game 1 was quite interesting. Let's hope game 2 is as well. Yosef will be on the play.
I'll try this.
Yeah.
Good?
Yep.
Cycle troll? Sure.
Okay, Soporific Springs to start. Mox Opal, Lotus Petal, Emery. Emery once again.
Finally, I hit something useful. Grindstone.
Mishra's Bauble and Grindstone remilled, so those will be available for Emery if they survive to the next turn through Summoning Sickness. Misty Rainforest getting cracked on end step. Is it going to be a Surveil or a removal or what? Hedge Maze, Surveil.
Not meticulous. It's meticulous in hand.
Michael guessing his Meticulous Archive in hand. Could be a good guess. Quick, what's the red-white Surveil land called? Legacy players have no idea.
I'll survey it.
Akalith always knows the answer.
I'll draw.
Yep.
It's a fairy. Okay.
Quick, what's the black-white Verge land called? All right, the Verge land's a little bit harder. Urza's Saga gets its first counter. Okay. Mishra's Bauble comes in. Now an Urza's Saga from Michael. So both players have Urza's Sagas. Could see a construct battle in this game. It'll feel like the Brothers' War, everybody. Remember the Brothers' War?
Named Shuko.
Shuko is named by Disruptor Flute. Here's a thought cast. Kiviuk arrives in the chat. AJ Potato says, I don't know my lands. I'll never make it to the Pro Tour. Yeah, sorry, AJ. There's no chance for you.
Oh, fuck.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's an interesting reaction to that.
I'll pass. I'll draw.
So Disruptor Flute on Shuko, Urza Saga on Yosef's side, about to tick up to 2. It looks like as of right now, Michael's constructs, if we end up having a construct battle, will be quite a bit more dangerous. They'll have higher power and toughness for sure. Might not be a promising plan for Yosef. The Urza Saga backup plan, usually pretty good. Maybe not in this case.
No, dude.
Michael hoping for Nadu. Yosef thinking about this, just passing the turn though. Mishra's Bauble is going to take a look.
Oh, that's good. I'll draw my upkeep. Draw for turn.
I don't think Yosef's out of this game yet. Combo is still very much a threat. Emery, gonna replay the Mishra's Bauble.
Last turn.
Okay, Yosef will be the first to make a construct in this game. There it is. Draw for turn.
Okay, I will make a construct. I don't know if you have a fitting heal, but I feel like I should be prepared.
Maybe I do.
Okay. Making a construct, the wrong construct token from Michael. This damn windmill is haunting me, folks.
This deck puts so many cards on the board.
Yosef's floating a mana, looking for an artifact. Mana cost 0 or 1. Aviator says the correct token. It is not. It is not the correct token. Yeah, playing around Pithing Needle by making a construct there. Here's Shuko, which is shut off currently by Disruptor Flute.
Not a fan of that plan of yours.
Neither am I.
I will
Wrath of the Skies would be pretty mean here. Don't see that card much in Legacy these days. There was a brief time period where it looks like everybody's just going to get blown up by Wrath of the Skies all day, but while it is a very relevant card, it's not all over the place.
Sure.
I knew I was getting stripped.
This is a land. Yeah. This one is strong.
Sure. 4 mana. Torah. Okay.
Then I will move to combat exactly with the. Yeah.
3 cards. 4.
No, you're saying time because that's double strike. This is 2. This is sorry. This took 2 damage. Remember?
Oh shit! You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And then you're going to unmask so we're pitching Grave Time. Unmask pitching Grave Time.
I'm like, there's flashing black.
That's 2 from that.
Oh. Playing when there were Thunderstruck Trainer and Tammy. I'm assuming you started as just maybe flashing black.
Prismatic ending on the flute. Going after the flute will be eliminated. Shuko is unlocked. Yosef trying to fight through the disruption that Michael has available and combo off before these constructs run him over. Michael's constructs are going to be really overwhelming, I think I would say. High power toughness.
Here you go.
Yeah, Lava Spur boots could be almost lethal, as Harry points out.
Probably have either.
This deck has so many counter spells in it.
Greg, this is like you were talking about. This is no one plays this deck around here. I play this deck maybe once a month. At this point, I usually have 5 rocks. So it's just.
Swing 5.
Every time I see it, I'm like,
Okay, Cephalid Illusionist using the floating mana. Mishra's Bobble's gonna take a look. Couldn't see what that was. Looked like a land.
I want to know what it is now.
Not a fan of that. Force, pitching, sink into stupor.
Force pitching Sink into Stupor, trying to counter this Cephalid Illusionist. Force pitching Narcomoeba, trying to protect the Illusionist. Another force from Michael, pitching Kappa Cannoneer. Illusionist is countered. All right, Michael needed double force, so the game probably ended. Construct gets equipped with Shuko.
A peep draw from Bobble. Draw for turn. Trip in the stack. Make a construct. Search.
Okay, Michael makes a second construct, and now we'll search with Urza Saga. What will Michael find?
Name Shuko.
That makes a lot of sense. Needle on Shuko.
That shuts off most of the people.
Sack a pedal for
Now Thoughtcast get ahead on cards a little bit.
Oh yeah. Cheaty face. Tap and put.
This year, weekend, I punted the entire fucking tournament. The very first play, first round.
Okay, Emery brings back a Lotus Petal. Attacking for 6. Chump block with the construct. 6/6 constructs on Michael's side.
Play. Springs untapped. Pass the turn.
Okay, plays a Soporific Springs untapped and passes the turn. There's a chance No Man's and Core Illusionist combo could happen. What is Yosef holding, I wonder? Ponder to start.
But just clear the trigger. Stop thinking about it. Clear the trigger and move on. If you have like two, it's just like another GG. Like I said, he's not coming back from that. Like I have like triple.
Can't imagine how many moments here it's going to resolve.
I think
Play a lot of counter spells.
Okay, Ponder Shuffle. Didn't find what we wanted on the top. It's a good sign for Michael, I guess.
Been really addicted to the Emery cocaine. It's just Mishra bobbling every turn. Feels so good. It feels like lyrics, yeah.
Serenity. Okay. Okay. Metallic Rebuke. Oh. All right, it's countered.
Whatever. Chris. Is this yours? No. It's almost.
It would have been cool.
Spongy thing. Oh, I was looking for that. Yeah, thank you.
Urza Saga comes in from Michael. That's probably going to be way too much for Yosef to overcome unless he can combo off. Mishra's Bobble comes back with Emery. 7/7 constructs on Michael's side now. Grindstone, make them 8/8s, attacking for 16. Yosef will drop to 2.
To Gren, I just want you to know it in advance.
One card left in Michael's hand, it looks like. Can Yosef combo now? Pretty much out of time. That is the match. Fist bump. Odawara was the last card in hand, which isn't too bad. GG's. Michael gets it. Mono Blue Painter. Pretty cool deck. Probably a good choice for the current metagame, in my opinion. Wow. Incredible. Life-changing. Life-changing. Okay. All right, stick around for a raid, everybody. Stick around for a raid. You'll get some channel points for sticking around. I'll see everybody soon. Join the Discord if you're not in the Discord. That's how you'll know when we will next be live. Peace out.